When did you turn 5?
Winner, chicken dinner.
Try not to burn myself. Good morning from my very messy apartment and my very sleepy self. I checked my Oura ring and it says that I have like a horrible readiness score. And I also woke up at 6 a.m. today for no reason and didn't go to bed until probably 12:30, so not great. And my coffee machine was acting weird, my espresso machine. So we'll see what happens. I have not tried my coffee yet. I just made myself a little iced latte. Yeah, it's not good. Something is wrong with my machine. I need to figure out what's going on, but maybe it's just going to be a matcha day today. Yeah, I had a really big, busy day yesterday that was really, really lovely, but very long. And I clearly have a bit of a mess in the house now. And I have now acquired like kind of an insane amount of stuff from my friend Cecile's family's like estate sale because they're moving to Hong Kong, and her mom was a sewer and a quilter and a little bit of a hoarder. So there was kind of like an insane amount of especially like crafty goods, which is awesome. Wow, my brain is like not yet awake. I don't know why I'm doing this. All that to say, I have an enormous amount of fabric in my car currently. And I also have my friend's sewing machine right back there, which she lent me and I have not touched. And it's been like a month. And I told myself that my June goal was to sew something. And that didn't happen. So now that's my July goal. And I think today's going to be the day for sure. I really want to try quilting something. I would love, 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 love to sew myself some new pillow covers for the pillows that are in my living area and for this chaotic couch situation that's here in my window. The pillows that I have now are a few years old, and frankly, I never really loved them. I just was at a point where I was like in desperate need of throw pillows, and so I went to Target and bought what they had, which is not a way that I love to function, but unfortunately is often the way things happen. I have a very bad habit of trying to find something I like for so long and then talking myself out of things for reasons unbeknownst to me, and then hitting a wall where like I simply need something and buy whatever is available, and then I have to live with things that I like really am not thrilled with. A lot of objects in my house unfortunately have come into my house with that mindset. So one of my goals for doing these videos is also to like tackle some of these projects and like really create a home that makes me happy, because there are a few vignettes in my house that do make me happy, but there's also a lot of stuff that just like does not work for me, either functionally or aesthetically. And I know that I have the taste, but I often have an issue with executing on it, whether I convince myself that I shouldn't spend the money, or I convince myself that there's something better coming, or I like but I'm not like 10 toes down on. And it's like a huge labor of love to craft a home and have a lot of possessions that really truly spark joy in that way. Yeah, I've lived in this house for 4 years. I say house. I've learned I say house a lot. I do not live in a house. I live in an apartment, but it is my house and that I live here. It's like such a beautiful apartment. It has so much potential to be like so sickening, and I just like have not done the work. Oh, Beanie wants to come say hi. Everyone, this is Bean. He's gonna hate that I do this. Do you have something to say? He's mad at me because he doesn't like being held like that. I really want to make this house beautiful and representative of me, and I have just not allowed it to shine at its true potential. And as I mentioned yesterday, I have a couple friends that have been moving, and it's really inspiring me to like lock back in and invest a bit more time. I have a little bit more financial freedom right now, and I have a little bit of time, and both of those are a recipe for investing in making my house something I love, especially because I work from home. I spend a huge amount of time in my house, especially in the winter, and I would just love to not feel irritation at every turn and instead feel like joy and gratitude and proud of myself for making a house that I love. So I don't know if the pillow covers are going to happen yet, but I might just start like plotting and scheming and looking at some of the fabric that I got yesterday, thinking about what might make it into a quilt, a wall hanging, something of that vein. I've never quilted anything, so I'm probably just going to start by like making a simple quilt block. Anyways, all that to say, maybe we'll just do a little walk around, get me outside, get some sun, get a treat, see my friend, and then unload all this shit from my car into my house so that I can start my sewing project. And I'll do probably a little haul here. I don't know how I'm ever going to edit this shit down. I am the biggest yapper of all time. Also, I look asleep. This is real. This is the reality of my life. What do we have here?
Strawberry rosé donut.
Strawberry rosé donut and a blueberry donut also. Did you try it?
Yeah,
What's the review?
it's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Shout out Downstate Donuts. I got boring vanilla glazed because I kind of am a stand for that in a donut. I just made myself a matcha lemonade, and I wanted to go through this entire bag epic haul from my friend's family's like estate sale, except it was really just her giving away a ton of stuff because her family's moving to Hong Kong. And I feel like I just like looted the place. All of us were like, are you sure you want us to take all this? And she was like, please, please, please. I am begging you, we have so much stuff we have nothing to do with. And her mom used to be a sewer and a quilter, and I am trying to become a sewist and quilter. And I just thought it would be fun to kind of go through like what we have in here and what I'm sort of thinking. I did already sort of pick through some of this, and I am like really, really excited about it. Anytime people walk by here, I get so self-conscious that they can hear everything I'm saying. Okay, back to the haul. I did pull some stuff out just a few minutes ago before I went to the farmer's market, and I was like starting to lay things together that really excite me that I think I might turn into a wall hanging for the wall that's back here that has like a shitty painting that I made as like filler large art for this giant wall, and I would love to make a giant tapestry for it. That's like really ambitious, so I don't know if that's where we're necessarily gonna start, although it does really excite me. I don't know what the fabric makeup is of any of this, and because I'm very, very new to knitting, like I have no idea what anything is, but I'm guessing this is like a cotton linen sort of situation. Beautiful brown, this gorgeous like vibrant terracotta, which I have a red chair back there. I'm not sure if you can see, there's like a pile of things on it. My house has these kind of like greenish goldish tiles around the fireplace, and I have this like red chair and a lot of brown and some neutrals, and I want to bring in some more like blue and green and like red accents into the space. So I'm thinking this like all might come together and create some sort of quilt situation. Anyways, this, oh, my cat wants to say hello. Heathered, almost light gray. This beautiful chartreuse that does have like a little bit of a subtle print going on, which I don't necessarily love, but it's very subtle, and I'm hoping that in these little blocks, the way that it comes together, it will not be very obvious. I feel like it might be reading more yellow than green, but it's like a beautiful limey chartreuse color. Obsessed. Beautiful plummy purple, silky. Then we have this like nice light periwinkly blue that I think is gonna mix really well with that. As well as like this really deep, like off black brown, a little bit heavier duty fabric. This gorgeous plaid, I mean, come on, I'm dying. I wanna make piped pillow covers kind of inspired by Paige Wassel And there's a couple other like home decor sites that I've seen that have nice pillows with like interesting contrasting either like patterns with colors, like doing, for example, like this with like a hot orange trim around it. Something fun like that sounds really nice to me. So I need to figure out what I'm gonna do about that. So that is the situation. I need to decide now what I'm gonna start with. I really think I might start with just practicing a couple of like quilt blocks and seeing if this machine even works, because it's not mine. I'm borrowing a friend's and I've never used this machine before. So we're gonna see if I can get myself set up. It's currently 12:20. Follow along, we'll see what's up. Ooh, this is exciting. I've never used this machine before. And it has one of these side bobbins. And I feel like when I was a kid and I learned how to sew, I used one of these, but when I took my sewing class last year, it was different. I don't even know what I'm sewing. I guess I should decide what that's gonna be. That would be probably a good idea. I'm thinking maybe I'll just use this like white basic cotton woven with maybe like this red, hot red, or this tan to practice, or maybe all three, who knows, to practice just getting my sewing on. Things have happened, sort of. I found a YouTube tutorial for some sort of like sawtooth star that I'm gonna try to make using some of this fabric that I have here. So I'm just ironing out some stuff right now, and then I need to thread my machine. I'm gonna cut everything, and then I'll come back and we'll see how the sewing portion goes. I kind of wish I had just a regular rotary cutter now. I need a fucking rotary cutter. Regular one. This is so annoying. How do I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, that took way more mental focus than I thought, / than it should. Or trim in, last one. If I didn't botch this terribly, which I think I did okay, I now have 4 red squares. Yay! Step 1. Okay, now that I have my flow a little bit, this should be faster. Okay, sick. This is so fun. It really feels amazing to make something yourself. Oh my God, my posture. Not gonna keep filming this. That took, of course, longer than you think it will, but also it was partly because I am using not a traditional rotary cutter, and it just took me a while to like get my swing of things back. But I officially have the blocks cut out for this sawtooth star. I have one of this white that's gonna be for the center. I have a larger tan that I believe will create the... Actually, I have no idea what this is gonna be for. We'll find out. I haven't watched the video. Foolish. I also have 4 of these little tan ones. Maybe these will be the 4 corners. I think what I do is I sew these 4 to the corners of this, maybe. Something like that, and then it unfolds to create the little triangles. I actually have no fucking idea what's gonna happen. Bottom line is I have 4 of these little red squares that are gonna make the spikes. I have 4 tan squares and 1 big square. I'll link the tutorial I'm using down below. Shout out Stacy Lee Creative. I literally just YouTube searched beginner quilt block. I'm gonna thread my machine. I'm gonna do a little tester just to get my bearings back with sewing in general, and then see how this machine is doing. And then I will come back when the actual sewing begins. Whoa, a little late. Oh, I have to put that stopper thing on. Wow, I'm remembering so much. Now we're cooking. Girl,
and then you're going to just
you lied.
hinged cover.
Ooh, woo. Whew. Oh my God, okay. It is now 1:50. Machine is threaded. Sick. Okay. It works. It works. I did a sample. I'll come over, show you. The machine is working. It's a little puckery. Not too bad. Now that I know what I'm doing, I feel good. Ay, ay, ay. This is gonna take fucking forever. We're learning. Just realized all I've eaten today is a donut. Oh, and you can't even see what I'm doing. Why is this like so not the size? Is it supposed to be that way? Maybe it's supposed to be that way. Oh, it is. Okay, okay.
What we're going to do is sew down both sides.
These are not the right size. This is where it becomes like magic. Magic time, magic time. So I'm pinning on either side of this once I'm happy, which, you know, of course I am. Ay, 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 the pressure. And my back hurts from hunching. Okay, I'm gonna sit. I'm just gonna relax and I'm gonna pin some stuff. And it's gonna be awesome and it's gonna go great. Just needed a little warm up. Breath. Let's hope I don't fuck it up. Ooh, the pressure. She doesn't even seem to backstitch, so I'm like, maybe I don't need to backstitch. I guess because it's all getting pieced together. Okay, first little seam done. But I probably should have left the needle in. Also this puckering situation. But how fun! Yeah, it's a little puckery and it got a little wonky in the middle where this join happens. Hopefully it's not an issue with the blocks once they're opened up. We'll find out what happens next. Oh, that cut way off. Oh my God. So I just cut this and it's like wildly uneven seam allowance. We'll find out if that creates major issues. Almost tempted to use my fabric scissors instead. This might be a horrific idea. Oh my God, I'm shaking. I did have some issues with, things were getting jammed. It has now been resolved. Fingers crossed we keep it that way. And things have happened since we last talked, as you can see here. I now have cut out all of my pieces for this pattern, and I also cut out a second version of this middle square. I originally had cut out this white fabric. I kind of thought this was not gonna go well, so I didn't wanna like use things I was really liking, but it's actually going okay, fingers crossed. And the white I was just not jiving with, and this lavender color is very pretty to me. So we're using this really light, like blue lavender instead for that middle piece. Now where I'm at is I just have to do all of the seaming together of these pieces. So I actually have to connect them all. Looks like we're gonna just work like one row at a time, fold these in, make sure everything's lined up, pin, sew, I think probably with 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm not sure. And then press things out. And then I'm assuming we'll do row by row. I actually haven't finished watching the video, but I think we'll go row by row and then seam everything, seam the 3 rows together. I think I'll kind of be done-ish. I don't really have a plan for this. It was kind of just like a test run, but I do think maybe I will turn it into like a mini wall hanging of sorts. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this all stitched together and then we'll see where that takes us. But it is currently 3:36. I had a little snack. Time to just keep trekking along. This will be a lot easier in the future if I have a couple of different tools at my disposal. I think things will become much faster. Also, now that I like just know what I'm doing and have kind of a sense of how things go. So always gets easier after the first time. But I'm gonna lock back in on this tutorial, throw some music on, stitch everything up, and then we'll come back when she's pieced together. Woo! Just pop a few pins in.
Picking it up, I've got seams on this side, fold it over coming this way, seams on this side. Woo! Woohoo!
press it, obviously, but woohoo! 30 minutes later, somehow, my back hurts. And my patch, my quilt piece, my quilt block, I think that's the correct term, quilt block, has been sewn together. I need to press it, obviously, and then I need to figure out what the hell to do now because it's just a block and I'm not exactly sure what to do with it, but it's so cute. I'm so proud of myself. I feel like I was supposed to trim, I don't know what happened. It's a bit mismatched, but you know, it's my first ever quilt block. I'm gonna press this and then I will show you what it looks like here once that's all done. Woohoo! Move my iron out of the way. Try not to burn myself. Ba-ba! She looks, honestly, I'll say it, adorable. I mean, considering this is my first ever attempt, I think I did reasonably well. Lots of learning, lots of tools that I think would make this much easier and make my cutting a lot more precise, which I think would make this outcome a little bit cleaner because definitely there are some areas where things are not lining up, like you can see the top and the middle pieces and the bottom and the middle pieces are just not quite the right dimensions. I feel like maybe these needed to get trimmed a little narrower. I'm not sure. But overall, I think it looks really stinking cute. And I'm really proud of myself for finally getting the sewing machine going. This sewing machine, like I said, a friend is lending me, which is extremely generous and sweet. And obviously it is capable of doing this. However, going over any of these thicker areas where the seams start to interlock, I'm hand cranking it, which is fine, but I could understand perhaps a slightly heavier duty machine handling that a little bit better. And also just like being a bit of a smoother ride and making things easier overall. I'm really happy to be done with this block, and now I have to figure out what to do with it from here. I don't know how exactly I'm gonna edit this together, if I'm gonna make this a separate video or just lump it in with like my crafty summer vlog situation. But if this is where I'm ending things, thank you for watching one of my first videos back on YouTube. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks or recommendations for somebody who is brand spanking new at quilting. I now have quite a bit of fabric to play with, so I'm really excited to see what else I can make, and I feel very inspired now that I've gotten things going and I at least have bare minimum foundational attempt under my belt. So excited to see what else I can create, and I will keep you guys updated on how this journey progresses. Hopefully in the next few weeks, months, question mark, I will have a nice wall hanging or some pillow covers for myself, which would be awesome. So stay tuned to see what happens next. Happy making stuff. It rocks. Feels so good. Okay, bye.